1991, Atlanta Falcons. A pretty interesting team, I must say. Here's a couple players on that team. Yes, Brett Favre was an Atlanta Falcon before he became a Hall of Fame football player with the Green Bay Packers. And yes, this is a rookie Brett Favre in the Atlanta Falcon uniform. And there's Deion Sanders. All right, so zoom, focus. There we go. All right. Hey, everybody. So, my next football card video is of the 1991 Atlanta Falcons. Why in the world am I making a video of them? I'm a New England Patriot fan, Los Angeles Ram fan, and so on. I'm an NFL fan too. And there are times and teams that bring back a lot of memories. And the 91 Falcons, they bring back memories, and I'll tell you why. All right, so first, the football cards. So 89 score, Deion Sanders, rookie. It's a pretty good card. And then the 1991 Ash Impact, Brett Favre, Atlanta Falcons. So that's a pretty good card too. Love these cards. All right, so where do I even begin? All right, so 1991. I'm 21 years old. I'm a college student living in Orange County, California. I was a waiter. Actually, I had a couple jobs, but mostly I was a waiter at that time. But I did bounce around from a job to job a little bit, but mostly I was a waiter. Hanging out with friends. I was going to Fullerton College in Orange County, California. What else? Collecting football cards, obviously, and just loving the NFL, loving college football. 1991, going to the beach a lot. Going 1991, I'm 21 years old, and yes, so 21 years old, I was going to sports bars when I was of age. Yes, watching football games and all that kind of stuff. It was a lot of fun. The 1990s, my favorite decade for several reasons. I was born in 1970. The 1980s were cool. I liked them. But the 1990s, my favorite decade, for sure. American culture, um, music and movies, college football, the NFL. The NFL, 1990s NFL is my favorite decade, for sure. And so that's another reason why I'm making this video, is because 1991 Atlanta Falcons. They were an interesting team. It was an interesting time. And, well, that's why I make these videos, is because when I see cards like this, they just bring back memories of that time, of my life, at that time. So, Atlanta, 91. Let's see. Well, Atlanta was is a big city. But, being the South, Atlanta, Alabama, Mississippi, and so on, not really famous for winning, in professional sports. And so, the South wasn't known for winning, except for in college football, for sure. Excuse me. But in major sports, nah, not at all. So, then I would say this guy arrives in Atlanta and just brings a style, for sure. He's a winner, okay? Deion, he's just a winner. And when he got there, he brought he's a very confident player, football and baseball. He has style. He's he's trendy. He's fashionable with his gold chains around his neck, his Jerry curl, his sunglasses, and all that kind of stuff. He brought swagger to the Atlanta Falcons, because before Dion, the Falcons, they were just average or below average football team. But then Dion gets there, and people love him. He starts putting people into the seats in stadiums. And so it was prime time. It was Neon Dion that brought put Atlanta back, or I wouldn't even say back, on the NFL map because of um, his confidence, arrogant cockiness. People were drawn to that, especially like the hip hop culture, pop culture. They were drawn to that. So they loved Dion, and he could back it up for sure. He backed it up on the field. Um, some say that he actually brought the hood onto the football field. So it was I loved him. I did. I loved watching him play. Me too. And I was out in LA and I was watching him play. So, some of the celebrities that were known to hang around the Falcons locker room and actually on the field. Well, of course, it was MC Hammer was there all the time. James Brown, Evander Holyfield, country singer Travis Tritt. So celebrities liked Dion and the Falcons, and it wasn't just Dion. It was other players too, like Andre Rison and other players got in on it. Okay, on the whole cockiness Atlanta Falcons. So, um, yeah, I would have to say Dion made Atlanta more famous and put Atlanta on the NFL map for sure. Uh, okay, then a lot of people don't know Brett Favre was part of the '91 Atlanta Falcons, but he wasn't He wasn't famous at all. He was the third string quarterback behind Chris Miller and Billy Joe Tolliver. Um, and he wasn't really part of that whole hip hop culture. Too legit to quit. He wasn't real part of that. Um, how can I say this? He was just country, like the head coach, Jerry Glanville. He was just country, and even though Jerry liked the whole, Glanville liked the whole thing that was going on there, being cocky and arrogant and like a show off team, uh, in your face type of football. So yeah, Jerry Glanville was all for that because it put bodies in the stands, in which makes money. So um, what else can I say? Well, they had the red gun offense. Yeah, they had the red gun offense. Chris Miller throwing it to Andre Rison, and yeah, they had a pretty good offense. They did. And what else? They made the playoffs that year. They beat the 49ers because that's a rivalry, and because they're in the same division, and they actually beat the mighty 49ers twice that season, which is unheard of. Because that's that's like Joe Montana, Jerry Rice era, or Steve Young, Jerry Rice era. Okay, that's like the mighty 49ers, the powerful 49ers, and the Falcons took them out twice that season. So I remember that. What else can I tell you about them? Well, anyways, yeah. So that's why I make these videos, is because of the memories of NFL players and coaches and other people that belonged to the NFL. Games, NFL games that I remember, like the Tuck Rule, and then also teams, interesting teams that had an interesting season. And the 91 Falcons, they definitely had an interesting season that season. Hot Atlanta, too legit to quit.